And as I reflect on going back every weekend and seeing further evidence of this travesty, I think, bottom line, there are good stories coming out of this as well. Neighbors who finally gather together with their neighbors in the neighborhood and stand up for those who are being harassed by ICE and its agencies. There's another thing that's going on too, Mr. President, that seems to be totally unrelated, but I want to call it out. If you're looking for a kosher delicatessen in Chicago, let me tell you my favorite, Manny's. It's right off Roosevelt Road in downtown Chicago. The Raskin family's owned this deli for many years, 80 in fact. And Danny Raskin, grandson of the founder of the delicatessen, is running it today. He's a wonderful young businessman. He's struggling with the impact of the trade war and the impact of increasing costs for the basic products he sells. But you won't find a better pastrami sandwich or corned beef or latke or kreplach soup anywhere in America. Danny's is one of the best. Why do I bring in this advertisement for Danny Raskin? I want to tell you why. Manny's Deli, located right by the University of Illinois at Chicago, has been a legend in the community for 8 decades. If you walk into Manny's, you'll see a microcosm of the city of Chicago. People from everywhere, every kind of background, join together over a fondness for his hearty portions and delicious sandwiches. Manny's has been a staple of this community, and today they announced they will provide free meals for those on SNAP. Free meals. Why has Manny's found it necessary to feed those on SNAP? Because President Trump became the first president in history to deliberately disrupt the processing of November SNAP benefits, jeopardizing 42 million Americans' food security. Although the Department of Agriculture was told by 2 federal courts that they had the authority to fully fund SNAP, today they announced they'll only pay half of November benefits. That is going to cause a real hardship to the millions of Americans who count on what used to be known as the food stamp program. Thankfully, Manny's Delicatessen in Chicago is willing to do what the Trump administration is not, working to make sure that nobody in their city goes hungry. They're going to offer a sandwich, a potato pancake, and some dessert to these people who come in with SNAP cards. I'm grateful to the great staff at Manny's and their owner, Danny Raskin, for their generosity as SNAP payments are cut under President Trump. And Manny's isn't the only restaurant in the city of Chicago helping those on SNAP. It's one among many stepping up across Chicago to make sure that Illinoisans don't go hungry. Taza Italian Ristorante, Wooden Paddle, and one of the better pizza places, Lou Malnati's, other restaurants as well, are offering SNAP recipients free or discounted lunch during the month of November. I'm grateful for their assistance as Chicagoans face the reality of President Trump's cruel SNAP cuts. And I hope we here in Washington will learn from the kindness demonstrated by these restaurants and that they will work as hard as they do to feed and keep America safe. Let me just add in closing, there's another man involved in this story, and I want to mention his name. It's Wayne Gordon. Wayne Gordon was a minister of Lawndale Christian Church for over 40 years. He graduated from Wheaton College, went into the ministry after he had coached basketball at Farragut High School, and started the church in the Lawndale section, a poor, largely black section of Chicago. But he and his wife moved there 40 years ago and still live there to this day. They started Lawndale Christian. He is an evangelical minister who prays for me every day, thank goodness, and I try to return the favor. But I'm sure he was the mentor that Danny Raskin mentioned as his inspiration for providing this food. Hats off to Coach Wayne Gordon and Danny Raskin for this amazing display of caring at a time when it's needed more than ever.